Hi, I'm Shane Downey, Vice President, Government Affairs with GBTA. I'm at the GBTA Canada Conference 2026 in Toronto. Today I'm joined by Rich Miller, EVP at the Farenexus Group. Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing great today.
Fantastic. So, what is Farenexus seeing in the way of NDC growth for your customers?
Yeah, it's interesting because Farenexus as a company basically does a lot of work with airlines, a lot of work with TMCs and agencies, and it's obviously the airlines business is they're pushing up NDC and really being very active with it. The leisure part of our business, where we've got an agent portal that we agents use, especially on the leisure side, we see significant growth on NDC. There's a lot of embracement there. On the corporate side, I would put it in the steady growth right now.
Yeah.
You know, some of the things that were challenging for the corporate market is just the fact that NDC, each airline was a different place.
Yeah.
And not only from a content standpoint, but then the servicing issues, those things just had to be worked out. I think those are all beginning to be solved for. The other piece was the kind of the financial model that was out there.
Yeah.
And the airlines, I think, are finally figuring that out and how to work with the TMCs and help bridge that financial gap, or so to speak, or the extra cost and those kinds of things. But we're seeing steady growth in all areas, and I would say in the next 12 months, I think it's going to be almost a hockey stick. I think you're going to see a lot. Yeah. Because the GDSs also have the content now they're beginning to offer. I think the big challenge is still service.
Yeah.
It's trying to figure out service all those.
Sure. It's been such a conversation for so long, and to see it actually with that prediction, that'd be something.
Yeah. Somebody said that a while ago. I was at this conference, and they said it shouldn't be new distribution model anymore. It should, because it's not new.
Right.
So,
So to that end, how do you see corporate booking experience evolving in the next few years as airlines modernize their distribution and the travel programs do become more digital?
Yeah, I think from a traveler standpoint, it's really going to be a positive, because they're going to be able to see more content, more almost targeted kind of what you need, and they're segmenting the travelers out, because the airlines will know who that traveler is.
Yeah.
And if that traveler's been on 3 straight delayed flights, they'll know as they start booking, and they'll be able to reward them in some way, or say, compensate in some way. So I think from that standpoint, you're going to see a lot of improvement and make it easier to use the corporate booking solutions in that channel. So you should see greater adoption. I know here at the conference there was a lot of conversation around booking out of the program, all those things. So, but at the same time, from a TMC standpoint, it's going to increase the service issues, because you've got more ancillary services. It's all fractured and broken. So you're going to see, I think you're going to see some continued challenges there on how they handle that. So, yeah.
So how do you think AI will be utilized in the corporate travel over the next 12 to 24 months?
Yeah, it's going to continue to be increased, the usage of AI, and in a couple of areas. One, the traveler, I think, is going to see, again, it's going to be quicker, faster, easier for them to book what they want to book. It probably will be easier to keep them in policy, because the AI will be playing in the background and kind of will sort out those kinds of things that they shouldn't be booking. Having said that, I think on the travel manager side, it's going to be a big use from a reporting standpoint. I think they're going to be able to see more projections. They're going to see things be able to see things quicker that they can't see today. It takes longer. They're working off of spreadsheets and Excel sheets and all those kinds of things. But I think you're going to see some real positives with AI. And then at the TMC level, it's really about making everybody more productive. And I don't think you're going to see I don't think you see a reduction in agents. I just think you're going to see more business come through with the need to add more people, so they're more productive.
Yeah.
In some respects, it reminds me, and I show my age, I was involved in the very first interactive platforms and things of that nature, and it was all about increased productivity. It wasn't about reducing staff.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting outlook and one based on experience. You know, they always say history. You learn you study history to understand the future.
You do. You do.
So to that end, what has been the reaction among your TMC customers to the GBT and the Concur Complete announcement?
Yeah, it's been interesting. I think the way I would describe it is it's caused a lot of TMCs to kind of take a pause and just think about what that means, because you know, Concur has got a lot of customers out there and work with a lot of TMCs, but I think there's at least some concerns that they're not going to get everything that Concur has to offer. I think it's and what that's done is it's opened up a lot of some opportunities for technology companies to come in and maybe be heard before they just weren't looking and they weren't ready for that. So I think it's going to be an interesting time for Concur. I was in the session this morning when they were talking about it and the way they described it and what they're doing. It was an interesting answer to the question, and I think it even maybe caused more people to take a step back and wonder whether they're potentially second-class citizens, so to speak, within the Concur world. But we'll see. I mean, they're a great company. They're fantastic, and so we'll see where it goes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That seems to be the vein that we're in. Interesting times. We'll see where everything takes us, and definitely new opportunities arise.
There are. So it's all good.
Well, thank you very much.
Well, thank you.
And thank you for joining us at the GBTA Conference in Canada at the broadcast studio. See you next time.